even though they don't try to confuse anyone on purpose. Sigma males live by certain rules and principles that may seem weird or illogical to others. These men operate on a different wavelength, and their actions may be misunderstood because they don't fit the traditional alpha or beta male roles. They have their own way of doing things, and people are quick to judge and label what they don't understand. Here are 7 weird rules Sigma males live by that often confuse people. Number 1. Forgive, but mark those who crossed you. Many people completely misjudge these men, mistaking their calm and forgiving nature for naivety or cluelessness. But what they don't know is that Sigma males have a great memory, and they never forget who wronged them. They may forgive, but they never forget. Many say that forgiveness means forgetting, but these men don't see it this way. Forgiveness is like letting go of a heavy weight, but that doesn't mean they have to forget what happened. When someone hurts you, it can be painful, and even if you forgive them, you should remember the hurt. This isn't about holding on to bad feelings or staying angry. It's more like keeping a small note in your mind about who has caused you pain before. It's being careful in a smart way. That's why many people get confused when they're hurt again by the same person, and Sigma males don't seem surprised. Think of it as petting a cat you just met. It might seem soft and nice, but if it scratches you, you'll remember that. You can forgive the cat and pet it again, but you'll be gentle and watchful, right? That's exactly what this rule is about. Forgiving is good for the heart. It helps you move on and feel better yourself. But in order to protect your heart, you'll want to make sure that the people around you won't hurt you again. Being cautious means you're protecting yourself. It doesn't mean you think everyone is bad. It just means you're looking out for you. Sometimes people don't get why you're being careful. They might think you should just forget about it and move on. But those who live by this rule know that by remembering, they are actually learning. It's like having a magical shield around you, making sure you don't get hurt the same way twice. This rule might seem strange to some, but being careful and smart about who you trust is never a bad thing. Number 2. Don't show your feelings much, even when you're happy or sad. People often wonder why these men choose to keep their emotions close to the chest, appearing almost unreadable to others. It's not that they lack feelings, far from it. They simply approach emotional expression differently. This approach might confuse people who are used to obvious displays of happiness or sadness. Often, Sigma men are deeply introspective, spending more time analyzing their emotions than showing them. They act this way because they know that emotions can sometimes make thinking unclear or lead to unnecessary complications. While some might see this as a lack of transparency or even coldness, it's actually a calculated effort to maintain control over their internal world. By keeping emotions in check, they can handle life's ups and downs more easily. But why do they avoid showing their true feelings? The reason is that they want to stay independent and protect their personal space. When you express too openly, you invite others to weigh in, to influence your mood, to interpret and perhaps misinterpret your intentions. But the mystery behind their composure is merely a defense mechanism that ensures a level of emotional independence. Many have questioned this habit, asking why not express joy more liberally or showcase sorrow when it feels overwhelming. But for Sigma men, holding back isn't about hiding. It's about choosing when and where to share, if they decide to at all. In a world obsessed with outward expression, this decision can leave others perplexed and even frustrated. While some might think it's a sign of weakness, it's actually a strength to have such control over one's emotions. Most people let emotions fly as they come, without much filtering, so they have less influence on their actions. This isn't a bad thing, but sometimes it can lead to impulsive and regrettable decisions. Number 3. Watch out for people who try too hard to be liked. These people seem friendly at first, but this can be tricky. It's like when someone is too eager to be your friend right away without really knowing you. This might make you wonder if they have a hidden reason, or if they are just trying to fit in without being their real self. While alpha males and beta males often make an effort to be well-liked by others, sigma males are not concerned with this. They are often careful and selective when someone becomes their friend too quickly. When a person is always trying to please everyone around them, it can look like they are being nice, but it can also mean they are not being true. This can be confusing because it's hard to tell what they truly believe or want. While sigma males are not rude or dismissive, they are also not afraid to step back if something smells fishy. So many have fallen for fake friends and fair-weather people, so they watch out for these types of individuals. They usually walk away from those who try too hard to be liked, even if this confuses a lot of people. They often get labeled as cold or distant, but that's just because they don't like explaining their gut feelings to others, which has always proven to be right in the end. When someone repeatedly shows they mean what they say by their actions, you can trust them. But if someone often does the opposite of what they promise, it might be a sign to be careful around them. Trust gets stronger when words and actions go hand in hand. Being wise about this doesn't mean you don't believe people. It just means you take the time to see if what they say matches up with what they do. This can help you choose friends who truly care and respect you. Over time, you'll notice actions are a better guide to understanding who someone really is. Keeping an eye on this can make friendships stronger and life a little less confusing. Number 4. Never apologize for being different or not fitting in. Being different can feel lonely or strange, especially when everybody else seems to follow the same path. But for sigma males, standing out isn't just something they do, it's who they are. Trying to blend in with everyone else would mean losing a part of what makes them unique, so they'd proudly choose not to apologize for their differences. Imagine a world where everything was the same. It would be pretty boring. Differences bring color, excitement, and new ideas to life. For these individuals, not fitting into the usual mold is a gift, not a problem. This might confuse some because these men have no interest in pretending to be something they're not. They don't sugarcoat their words or actions to please others, and that can sometimes rub people the wrong way. Even though sigma males don't intend to offend anyone, they won't compromise their authenticity for the sake of acceptance. And that can be hard for some people to understand, especially when they're used to people-pleasing behavior. Number 5. Watch how people act, not just what they say. People can say a lot of nice words, but their actions tell the real story. It's tricky when someone says they're your friend, but then they do something to hurt you. Sometimes, what people say and what they do don't match up. It's like when someone says they don't care about something, but if you see them working really hard on it, you know it means a lot to them. With this rule, it's important to pay attention to what people actually do, not just the words they use. People often get confused when sigma males don't take someone's words at face value. They might think they're being cynical or distrustful, but there's no harm in being cautious. Who cares if someone thinks you're a little skeptical? It's better to be safe than sorry. Imagine you're playing on a team, and the coach always says everyone is important. But if the same few people get picked every time, what's more true? The words or the actions? It's not about doubting everything people say. It's about being smart and noticing what happens. Number 6. Help others, but don't tell anyone about it. Some people can't do anything without letting everyone know about it. But for sigma males, lending a hand without making noise is more about the act itself than the recognition that might follow. While many might feel tempted to share stories of generosity to gain admiration or status, there's a profound satisfaction that comes from helping simply for the sake of it. The wisdom lies in doing good while remaining under the radar, a concept that might seem strange to those used to celebrating their every move on social media. This habit is about maintaining humility and respecting others' dignity, never making someone feel indebted or small. When you assist someone in need without announcing it to the world, you allow the focus to remain on the relief and support provided, not on the comparison or credit obtained. Strategies like random acts of kindness or silent offers of assistance align with this perspective, leaving those receiving the help free from any added pressures. It's not about hiding one's deeds, but about ensuring that the essence of giving remains pure and untainted. Some might find this confusing, wondering why not take credit where credit is due. But for Sigma males, the satisfaction of helping someone surpasses any recognition or praise. Helping others is a virtue in itself, and the impact of a kind deed shouldn't rely on how loudly it echoes. Number 7. Don't change your mind just because someone disagrees. When faced with disagreement, there's often an instinctual urge to reconsider one's position. For some, dissenting opinions feel like a gentle nudge to self-reflect or recalibrate. However, for those with a Sigma personality, remaining steadfast amidst disagreement is not about being stubborn. It's about staying true to one's convictions. Their certainty isn't derived from ignorance of others' viewpoints, but rather from carefully considered beliefs crafted through experience and introspection. Think of it like crafting a painting, each stroke made intentionally, knowing that alterations could disrupt the harmony of what's been created. This often confuses those who view changing one's mind as a sign of open-mindedness. However, Sigma men are open to listening and learning from others, but they won't change their mind without solid evidence. This refusal to budge can sometimes create tension in relationships, especially with those who have a hard time accepting differing opinions. That's why Sigma men often surround themselves with like-minded individuals and avoid debates that offer no real value. It's not about being closed-minded, but more about choosing where to invest mental and emotional energy. You cannot please everyone, and that's okay. Not everyone will understand or agree with your perspectives, and that's perfectly fine.